Episode of Sisters Halal Talk with Nansfit Muhammad. So today's guest is also past now, somehow. I've known her while in secondary school, and we've had a couple of life coincidences together. She's no other but Sameera Abubakar.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you, and nice to be here with you,
You're
Nansfit.
welcome. So we'll be talking about patience and gratitude.
Yeah.
Now, patience, like me looking at you. Okay, if I look at your past self, like let me say in secondary school, and that's why I sent you 3 things, and I was thinking you're going to pick one other one, but like because I'd planned what to really ask you.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, she didn't pick this one, she chose this one.
Okay.
So now, like, is patience a journey for you?
I'll say patience is a journey for me.
Okay.
Like even right now, I think I'm on that journey. It's not easy. Patience is something that we have to put as a part of our life struggles. Like you have to, at every stage of your life, you have to be patient. It's what you need. It's like a tool you need to grow in life. So yeah, I would say patience is
Journey.
a journey for me.
You look and you talk more patient.
Well, the thing is, the truth is,
Were you this way before?
I was never this way before. As a matter of fact, I'm a work in progress when it comes to patience. Like sometimes I tell people I go from 0 to 100 real quick, especially when I'm really irritated about things. I feel like I'm not the type who sees and just allows things to go, especially when they're wrong. I don't see myself holding back. So when I don't talk about it, I feel so uneasy. So I think patience gives you this ability to actually calm down, relax, and know when to talk, and know so you'll be able to use the right words. So yeah.
That means it's true when they say people who are wise are also patient.
Yeah.
Because you growing to be patient, it actually gets you to be wiser than who you used to be.
Yes, it does. But like I said, it's a part of our lives. It's something you can't take out of. If you take out not being a patient person in your life, then you're doomed. Because you just have to learn to be patient. We have to be patient with like virtually everything we do. Even with people, with family. Sometimes you're even at war with your own self.
Yes.
You wake up some days and you're not even in the mood to talk. You're not in the mood to just do anything. But then you remember, you're like, okay, dear soul, just suffer. Just have patience, And then what brings about all these mood swings is because we tend to think about things we can't handle, things we don't have control over. Okay, I want to be at this stage of my life and I'm not yet there. And then you forget
that you were somewhere else before, and you've moved a step ahead, or 2 steps or 50 steps.
Yes, but then because of that continuous, hunger for more, they say the human needs is insatiable. Yeah. So, that continuous hunger for more, I want this, I want that. Then you become so agitated, you want something done with ease. And that's the point to tell yourself, patience, you have to sabr, please, calm down, calm down, So the ability to just stay calm in all situations is I think it's a divine thing.
It's a divine thing.
Because
does it require self-discipline?
Yeah, it does. But sometimes, like I said, we're human. Before you know,
some
people. Okay, there are people that actually get on your nerves. This person is pressing a button. Okay, I ignore you for the first time, the second time, the third time, and they're still telling yourself, just it will pass. Before you know, you're reacting.
We're humans.
And then you've been telling yourself, but probably the person ended up picking stepping on that nerve that you didn't want, and then you have this outburst. But then at the end of the day, we're human. That's all I have to say.
Trying.
Yes, we're trying.
So now we're still talking about patience and then gratitude. Now there's people who are more grateful, people who are more thankful. Are there people who exhibit a kind of sense of being calm?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say calmness has anything to do with shukr, like being thankful.
Yeah.
You understand?
You can use those words.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, you see, sabr and shukr, they go hand in hand. what gives you the ability to be patient is when you remember
To give thanks.
to give thanks. Do you understand? So I feel like being thankful, or a human being thankful, has nothing to do with whether you're calm or you're a loud person. It's just your ability to think as a human. When you're calm, when you're patient, you're like, okay, before that patience come, you're actually on a level of impatience. And then what gives you that patience? The ability to be thankful for the good times, the ability to be thankful for
Even the
what you
bad
have.
times.
Do you understand? So I think it has nothing to do with the personality, or whether you're thankful, whether you're a calm person or not. I feel like being thankful should be a general thing for everybody. I'll tell you a personal experience I had. So back in 2017, I was invited for an aptitude test with GT Bank. So we went there, and then I had to travel all the way from Mina to Abuja, and then I had to go back the same day. So I was already
exhausted.
Yeah. So when I got there, I picked a computer that I felt like was my lucky computer. So when I got the computer, I sat down, I was like relaxed, even though I didn't know what to do, because I didn't know what to write. It was just go and give it a try and see if you make it. Yeah. So I sat down, and then I think one of the bosses came and said I should stand up from where I was to another computer. And then the system that I had the first time was working. The second one was not working. And then the time had started. I became so angry, so impatient. I was like, he could see the frustration on my face. Well, bottom line, I didn't get that job. I mean, it wasn't my job. If it was mine, I would have gotten it, yeah? But then I learned a lesson. Like, if I was patient enough, probably he tried me or tested me. I failed because of what? I wasn't patient. I wasn't patient enough to wait or speak to him. I would have just said, sir, please, my computer is not working. And maybe you would have just been like, okay, this lady, yeah, she can actually handle pressure. But then once pressure, I was just pressured. I was like, the time is going. I was like, change my computer. I wasn't even really saying, but my attitude was saying, my face was saying. So yeah, so I would contribute. I'll attribute success and patience. Because trust me, whatever it is in this life you want to get in this life, you have to be patient. You have to. It's part of our lives, so we can't scrap it out. What are you without patience?
What are you, seriously? What are you? Because I can relate to, because there are instances where I was younger, and maybe I was so certain things were so nerve-wracking. I needed this, I needed that, or I can't do this, I can't do that. But right now there are so many things I feel like, wow, the younger me would have said, this is bullshit, Nana. I'm not doing, and I'm walking away.
Yeah.
But right now, like, because you just grow into that element, and I also think it's intentional.
Yes, a situation whereby you feel like, okay, this I want this. Just like you said, there are things that were very, very nerve-wracking for you. You feel like, oh, I can't wait. But now you're an adult. You know that a lot of things don't just come easy. Some people have it easy. While some don't. So patience is just waiting.
Yeah.
And waiting is difficult.
How can you wait?
Do you understand? So it's that waiting period that you have to just...
the process of the waiting, your mood also. Like,
yes.
everything.
I want this. Okay, my friends are working now. I'm not working. Oh, my friends are married. I'm not married. My friends are this. My friends are that.
I think one thing I had about this friendship stuff was a car.
Okay.
Car, like back then, I think when I was younger, because I had so many friends that right after secondary school, they had cars, like they could drive and all those stuff. And I remember working, like I've worked since after university.
Oh, wow.
And then after working for a while, there was a day I came back home and I was so fuming. I was just trying to eat, but I was angry, waiting for my parents. Like the anger was just there. And I'm like, my dad came back, and my dad is this kind of person that when he comes back, he's in this mood. If he's in this happy mood, you'll know him and his wife.
I think it's like that with all parents.
Yeah, it will just be just
check daddy's mood. Is he smiling today?
I just flared up in my anger. I'm like, oh, this one has car, this one has car, and that does not have car and everything. And my dad said something to me, which actually, maybe he was thinking I was, in my anger, I was trying to be insensible. But what he said to me, and my response was still kind of sensible. And right now I was telling someone, if you like have, what What's the most expensive means of transport? A yacht. If you like, have a yacht. It does not move me.
Because you know,
Yeah, you've
everything
graduated,
will
of
happen at
course.
the right
Yeah,
time.
you go through that stage, but I think it's just a gradual process.
Yes, it is, man.
Now, have you had life crushing moments?
Okay. Yes, I have had a couple, but then I'll speak on one. I think okay, there was this job I applied for online last year, and you know, for the first, it's a federal government job, so for the first time, I just felt the need for that job. I felt like I needed this job. If I don't get it, you know, I don't know what's going to happen to my life. I just need to move out. And okay, I applied for the job, and luckily I was selected for an aptitude test. I wrote that test as usual under pressure. After writing that test, I kept my fingers crossed and I was eagerly, impatiently waiting for
The results.
the results. Well, my sister, it never came. And it almost affected my job. It affected the way
Because you started having a different attitude towards your job.
Yes, I just felt like,
yes.
yes. And then I just felt so frustrated. I was like, why? And then I felt like, okay, people who were selected for the job were not better than me, as if I know everybody. So I was like, why didn't I get selected? Why must it be like that every time? Why must I, okay, everything I want. There was a point in my life, I felt like whatever it is I want, whatever it is I show interest in, does not always favor me. Yeah. So it was just a lot of things going through my head. But then I remembered the time I needed the job I had now and how Allah made it possible. And I was like, yo, you have to be grateful. Be grateful for some people want to be where you are today. So what if you didn't get this job? Is it the only job in the... I had to like talk to myself. The next thing, like generally my reset button is just praying. So once something wants to bother me, or once I want to start getting impatient about things, I just become very thankful for what I had.
What's your method for prayer?
Well, ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار.
You know, some people are those kind of people who will say, okay, I do this much nawafil, or whenever I want to ask God for something, I'll go into one deep spiritual element.
Okay. There was a time I actually felt like I was spiritually low. I think I dropped a video one time about low spirituality and all that. So what I do most times when I'm having my low, I just intensify my dua. You know, there are times that you pray, you just wake up, pray sharp, and you're done. Yeah, you're done. Okay, it's Isha. Let me pray Isha because I need to sleep or watch a movie. Yeah. Silly excuses. So what I do whenever I feel that way, I intensify my dua. Like I pray with the emotion. And then at that time, it's the people around me will feel that I'm a little bit distant or I'm being in a mood. They won't know because I can't literally share what I'm going through with you. Yeah, it's not everything you have to share. So whenever I'm in my spiritual mode, I seem distant from people. I have a friend I work with, so we work together, but then I talk less. You know, and it's just, oh, good night, good morning.
He's having talk for God.
Do you understand? So once I just start praying, and I will not lie to you, when you pray, you see changes. Yeah. Even if it doesn't happen at that time, even if it doesn't happen immediately, trust me, it will happen.
Even that, I don't know, there's this thing that night prayer even does to you. Like, it gives you this...
even if it's 2 rakats, just wake up and pray. And then there are times that you wake up, you find yourself waking up at a particular time of the night, like
even without an alarm.
Yeah, yes. So there are times that before when I wake up, I'll just be pressing my phone, and then I said to myself one day,
why are you wasting this time?
Like, why? So what I do is once I wake up at that time, I'm like, Sameera, you know, you have a lot of needs. You want this done, you want that done. So just get up.
Your head's on the
and then
ground.
You know, sometimes I cry myself. I cry my heart out. And sadly, I'm the type that when I cry, you don't even know because I don't have the swollen eye and swollen mouth. But then when I cry, because sometimes you don't even have words to say. You don't know. Sometimes you wake up feeling funny. You don't know what's causing that what's making you to feel funny, yeah? So when you wake up that way, when I wake up that way, I pray. I pray and just cry because sometimes I don't even have words to say. But you know what causes all these things? Lack of patience. When you look at it, okay, what you want to have.
Because most of us are not where we used to be, actually.
Yes.
Most of us
And then we forget.
But we forget.
We're
just looking for the steps ahead.
Yes. We want to move fast. There's this saying in my language that says, "Wagadin wakasoko, ko madin wakasoko." Like, if you like, be in a hurry, you still have to wait for God. Even if you're not in a hurry, it's still the same God that. So whenever I remember that, I'm like, Sameera, no. Why are you in a hurry?
Calm down.
Yeah, there was a time I really wanted. One of my greatest dua is to go to Hajj or go for Umrah. So at one time, I just wanted to go. Like, it got to a point that when I couldn't go, I just tell my friends that have the money, I'll be like, go for Umrah. You have the money, go. Do you know that I have people that have gone now and I haven't gone anywhere? But then I find that I feel very comfortable that if Allah will reward me for a good thing, it's actually, my friend looked at me and said, Sameera, because of you, me and my sisters are going. I'm like, oh, that's good. But it doesn't mean that I don't get hurt that I haven't gone. It's still paining me, but I feel like it's Allah's calling. Time. If Allah doesn't call you, you're not going to go anywhere. So yeah, so when I remember, it's like sabr, shukr, alhamdulillah. There was a time I wasn't earning up to what I earn now. But now I want more because I'm human. So, and then they said, when you give gratitude to Allah, Allah gives you more.
Yes.
So, alhamdulillah, every time, like, alhamdulillah. So, it's sabr and shukr. There's something that goes patience and gratitude. Something that goes hand in hand. What gives you a balance to be more patient is when you remember that what God has done for you. That act of thankfulness. I am grateful, Ya Rab. Alhamdulillah, And yeah.
I have a friend that used to say, even if you don't know what to say to God, just ask for forgiveness and then give thanks.
Constant istighfar, yeah. It
does that. To even open doors for you.
There are days that I'll be broke. Let me not lie to you. I'll just be broke and I'll be like, Sameera, you don't have money. What will you do now? I'll be like, I have carry my long chest back. I'll just be astaghfirullah. I pray. And then, my dear, the money comes. That thing works. It does. It works. Wallahi, it does.
It reminded me of when I was a child. Whenever I needed something, I'll go and carry my dad's chest bar and I'll start calling that thing's name.
Did you ever get any of those though?
Sometimes they didn't come and I
honestly, like my defense mechanism when it comes to looking for especially quick money. Wallahi, once I do the istighfar and I top it up with Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil, I top it up with Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Trust me, your girl is gonna be balling the next time. Even if it's 10 naira, I get the money. So it's just patience and just the art of being patient. Patient is hard.
It's hard, but it's rewarding.
Very, very hard, man. It's hard, but it's rewarding.
It's rewarding.
Patience is waiting.
That moment of waiting, so many things can happen. And then the things that are happening, that thing you particularly want, you can't even see it physically moving.
Do you know one of the stories one of the stories of the Prophet that gives me the drive to be more patient? When I remember the story of Ayub. Was it Ayub?
It's Ayub. I know what you want to say.
He suffered for 80 years and then, he was patient. For one day, he never told Allah to take it away until when the wife got tired and said, oh yeah, call on to Allah and tell him.
Like he's even ashamed to call on to Allah because of the period he has stayed.
80 years, you lost your family, lost everything, had disease, leprosy, your wife became. But then, see what the patients come on.
If you look at it,
but now Ayub, my prophets, we know be Ayub. We're humans, mere mortals.
But when
the patience is beautiful.
You bring out an instance with a prophet. Almost every prophet
went through the test.
Almost every prophet went through it.
But Ayub's own is like the exemplary one and the one everybody talks about. The one that went through like the longest hardship. He went through a lot.
When you look at it, that these are the people who are closest to God.
Yes.
And God decided to test them.
Who are you? That's the problem. That's the thing. And then when I remember that Allah tests those He loves. And sometimes we can be so ungrateful. We're assholes. Sometimes there was a time they needed to change me from a particular place I worked, and I was like, God, why is it that all the time whenever something negative wants to happen, you use me as an example? Do you know? I was actually changed, but alhamdulillah, I am so happy where I am. Yes. Do you understand? Like the work is not as tedious as it used to be. There is growth.
Are you learning?
I'm learning. It's not like I wasn't learning, but where I was bored at some point. Like me, I easily get bored in a place. Like even with human beings, I easily get bored. So yeah, I just had to tell myself.
And you know, I think it's stemming from who you've always been.
Yes, there's this hunger for more.
You're very social.
Yeah,
very
right.
social. Like you're this free-spirited person.
I've always been like that.
Like, because I believe every one of us, we are a reflection of our true self as children.
Yes,
Only
true.
that as we become adults, we end up fashioning it in a different kind of realm.
Yeah.
We are that person.
Yes.
So you've always been this very social kind of person.
Yeah, and then a lot of people will not understand it. I was having a conversation with someone. The person said, "Oh, Sameera, I don't know. There's just something about you that scares me." And I was like, "Okay, is it because I'm very?" Yeah, because sometimes I know I give this energy, but then it depends on who. Sometimes I pick my energy. Okay, if I know this is who this person is, I give you the exact energy. If I know that this is who you are, I give you the exact. So my energy attracts your energy. Do you understand? Because right now you have to be very sensitive about people.
Yes. People take offense to so many things.
So and at the end of the day, you can't please everybody. Yeah. So sometimes, but it's good to be you.
That's good. So yeah. I enjoy talking about patience and gratitude with you.
Thank you so much. I hope I did justice. I mean.
So now we'll go to the next part, which is I have 10 questions for you, which is a disordered question.
Okay.
So you're going to choose either.
Okay.
If you're unable to answer, you can make a 20k transfer to my phone.
Okay. Okay.
There are 10 questions. Let's start with the first one. To be underestimated or overestimated?
Underestimated.
Actually, anyone that underestimates you is just doing himself. He's just doing himself, actually. So the next one, to be book smart or street smart?
Street smart, my darling. Street smart.
Win the lottery or land your dream job?
I'm not land the dream job.
The job will take you a long way, but the lottery could just Now the next one, group work or solo work?
Group work. I love energy.
To be embarrassed or be afraid?
Can I not pick any?
Actually, my phone is
to be embarrassed. I hate to be afraid because it's anxiety. To be embarrassed, that's
and I like being afraid.
Being afraid can cause depression.
Because fear pushes me to work.
Okay, that's your defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Some people fear can lead them into mad depression.
Every single thing I'm scared of, that's the thing I go after.
Oh wow.
But if you embarrass me,
don't go after a man you're scared of, because that one will kill you.
No, kind of aspect. No. Oh no.
Okay.
So speed or accuracy?
Accuracy.
Oh, you prefer being accurate. Right?
Yeah.
So now, the smartest person in the world or the richest person in the world?
Yeah, I have the money. Smart. Some people can be smart and foolish. I'd rather be the richest person in the world.
Your money at least can do something for you. So, to live in regret or continuous doubt?
It's better I live in regret. It's better I live, because continuous doubt is crazy.
Yeah.
You lose your sanity.
You doubt
you lose your peace of mind. It costs you a lot. So it's better to just live in regret. You've experienced the moment. You regret and it will pass. But continuous doubt, you'll never come out of it.
To see the future or to change the past?
To see the future, man. The past is where it should be. So to see the future.
So now, college days or high school days?
Let
me see what you pick.
Okay.
Because I'm ready for you.
Wait, high school is secondary school?
College is university?
University, I'll say.
You choose university?
Yeah, I chose university. Secondary school, oh my God, I had my highs and lows.
Yes, you highs and lows.
Yes, I did. I had my highs. Especially junior class was not funny. I mean, I think what made me go through that was the fact that I was very unapologetic, saying sorry was hard, and
in
getting
that kind of environment.
yeah,
if you can't
getting
say
nabbed at
sorry.
is university life.
But let me say something about secondary school, like which I knew you, like you're 1 year ahead of me. I think in secondary school, the secondary school we went to, you have to either be intelligent, be very social,
or be street smart. That's being street smart or book smart. I was street smart. I think that was what made me the social prefect. Do you know why? No.
Book smart
Well, I was book smart, but an average student.
okay.
I was an average student. I mean, okay, let's say among the first 10 in my class. Yeah.
You were book smart, because I know the way we categorize people, like the more you are intelligent and also social, the more you have.
But I'm glad
you had a bigger wing.
because I was stubborn. Do you understand? Like, I was stubborn, and that was what gave me that ground. Do you know what made me? What made them to choose me as a social prefect? I was going to be chosen as a house captain because of how I could control people, especially my juniors. I was chosen as a social prefect because there was a time, our former principal, Mrs. A.C. Unimole, they were afraid of her. And then it was during one of the Girl Guide program. So they needed somebody to come out to start a song. And everybody was afraid because they didn't want to come out and then maybe, her now, if you're not tying your scarf well, if you're not the right time, she could just touch her and send it to your parent. And then the next thing I came out and I started chairing the whole group. And then I think that was when Mr. Tayo, so I was like, this is our social prefect. And I was okay.
And one thing I find very admiring about you back then was the fact that you had friends that I would say were this
Ustaz,
thank you.
I know.
Yeah, and you were not, like, you were just yourself.
Yes,
and still those people were around you. Like, I find it like that's a thumbs up.
Thank you. I'm still like that anyways, but I feel like my spiritual life then in secondary school was not just it. I felt like I was being forced to do a lot of things. My sister my sister had graduated before me, and she was my opposite. She was always the MSS type. And then, the constant comparison with my sister just drove me crazy.